We're here today in California at the Plus Products facility with Justin Gwin, also known as Crunchy. Thanks for joining us. Why don't we start off by you telling us a little bit about Plus Products and what you guys are doing in the edible space?
Well, the biggest thing about Plus Products is we're trying to create a space where cannabis can be safe and approachable and more in the adult use type market. I feel like a lot of edibles companies have kind of gone to the hippy dippy or kind of childish side, and they haven't really brought the adult level science or food background that we have to the entire market. So, you know, as a company, I think, you know, we're trying to revolutionize the industry is basically what we're doing.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the background here. Why don't you give us a little rundown on maybe your research and development process and how you come up with some of these ideas?
Well, the process is it's very simple on paper, and how we execute it is semi-complex. Basically, what we look for is the best food product that we can possibly make at scale. Then we try to figure out how to get cannabis into it to where it's dosable, it's consistent, and it's overall not a worse product because the cannabis is added. When it comes to flavors and different line extensions, what we do is, well, as my background as a chef, we really tried to give an experience that you really can't get anywhere else. So for instance, like in the gummies that have 2 flavors in each tin, it's really 3 experiences. You can have one of each flavor, or you can put them together, and the flavors are designed to work together as well. So it's with R&D, we're kind of going from the ground up. A lot of people just try to take a food product and infuse it with cannabis. It doesn't matter what the food product is. What we do is we try to create a delivery vehicle that also happens to be a great food product.
Justin, I know you've been involved with Plus Products since the early days. Can you tell us a little bit about the team and how the concept idea came together?
So actually, it's kind of an interesting story. We met at what they like to call a cannabis accelerator, when it really wasn't. It was just an office building that had several cannabis companies in it. I had a cannabis catering company on the top floor. We also had a radio station on the second floor. And one day I came downstairs and I met Jake, who's my other co-founder. And we were talking about the cannabis industry. They were trying to get in, and they were working on a financial aspect of the cannabis industry. And Jake asked me if I could make cannabis gum one day, and I said sure. And he said, "Do you want to start a company together?" And we did. And so that was the initial, I guess, genesis of Plus. And then, because I'd been in the cannabis industry for a while, especially in Colorado, we'd already gone through the recreational legalization. So we thought it was a good idea to come out to California and use that amount of knowledge to, you know, get ahead of the game, so to speak. So that was the initial, you know, impetus to start this company. And then from there, we just started expanding into better and better products.
Great. Now, being based here in California, are you able to actually talk about any logistical, regulatory hurdles that you guys might have or have faced?
Well, it's not even specific to California. The regulatory hurdles are really hard to overcome as a company in general. From week to week, they will change, and you know, as a company, when you have to change all of your packaging or which ingredient you can use or the dosage, you know, there's so many different layers of your infrastructure that you have to change on a whim. And those are probably the biggest hurdles, and that's probably been one of the biggest boons to our success, is that we are actually adaptable. We have seen it coming, and so we work really hard to be able to pivot quickly within those regulations. The biggest problem with California is the size. It is extremely difficult to, you know, have a distribution network that, you know, reaches from the northernmost tip of California all the way to the southernmost tip of California. It's just a giant state, and that's the biggest logistical hurdle to overcome.
Well, I mean, it seems like the industry is still in its infancy. There's a lot to kind of overcome. You guys have also acquired a new asset recently.
Oh yes, we have.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So we acquired Good Co-op. They are a baked goods company, which you know, we've acquired their management team, which they're, you know, a superb team. We really love having them on board. But also, it's kind of our foray into the baked goods space. So we're going to be coming out with a lot of baked goods that are going to be a little bit more advanced than the market has seen, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that develops.
Great. Obviously, there's been a lot of activity going on in the background here. I think our audience will really like what they're seeing, get the inside look of your facility. Maybe, is there any milestones upcoming that people can kind of keep an eye out for?
I mean, this year is going to be insane. A lot of stuff I can't talk about, but we're launching a lot of really new products, and they're products that, if they have been seen in the market, they're going to be the most advanced version of that. It's going to be something that, if you've tried a lot of things, are going to be mind-blowing. So that's the thing I'm most excited about. But also the fact that, since we are in a leadership position in the industry, just, really advancing the culture of the entire industry and really, leading from the front. And that's what 2019 is really going to be about, is creating that adult space for cannabis use.
Well, just seeing the facility and meeting your team, you guys come off really passionate with what you guys are doing. It truly shows here. Again, we do want to thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to seeing what you guys have in store.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.